Okay, everybody, we're going to get started here. Welcome. We're so happy to have you guys all here tonight. We're talking tonight about happy hormones. How can you have happy hormones? First of all, we're going to talk about what are hormones. Like hormones control how we feel mostly. They control your body also, but we're going to concentrate on the hormones that control your happiness or how you feel. So we're going to basically talk about, I'm going to talk about basically, is it 4 or 5 different hormones? So we're going to have a little science class. I'm not a doctor. We don't cure, treat, prevent diseases, but let's find out a little bit about hormones. Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. Let me share some pictures with you here. We're going to start with dopamine. Anybody know what dopamine does? Hold on, I can't see you guys. Anybody raise your hand here? Anybody have an idea about dopamine? All right, how do I get out of here so I can see you all again? Yeah. Okay, anybody? Feel free, pitch in. What's dopamine do? Okay, we do have hands up. LV, go ahead.
I think dopamine tends to relax you, calm you down.
Okay. Denise?
Well, it makes you happy.
All right. It's like a painkiller.
Painkiller.
Yeah, Brooke, what were you going to say?
I was going to say pleasure, like when you eat chocolate.
There you go. Okay. So we're going to talk about how you can help. We're just going to go into science a little bit to start with here, how you can help yourself. We know we use the essential oils too to balance out our body, but this is just some basic hacks on how you can increase dopamine in your system, which of course I want to start here because Parkinson's is a lack of dopamine. So here we go. If you guys can see that, here are some things to increase dopamine in your system. Do something for yourself. Finish something you want to set out to do. Eat foods you enjoy and celebrate. So that is how you can increase dopamine in your system. All right, let's go on to another hormone in your body that we want to increase. Serotonin. What's serotonin do, or how do you increase serotonin? Anyone have any ideas for me? Feel free. Let me move this thing so I can see who's got their hand up. Okay, serotonin, what's that? Another hormone in the body.
It's a happy hormone.
It is the happy hormone, definitely. So how do you increase it? Let me show you a little graphic on how you can increase serotonin in your system. So you can spend some time meditating, exercise. Sunshine is a really, really big one. Read a good book. And citrus oils. Citrus oils are serotonin builders. Let me just say it that way so I don't get in any trouble. Okay, that's another hormone that the body has. How about I know how to say this. Oxytocin, something like that. I know I'm not saying that right. This is another hormone. Anybody know what this hormone's about? Oxytocin, that's how you say it. Oxytocin. Anybody know about oxytocin? What's this hormone for? Brooke, go ahead. Oh, are you like my science major? I should have you do this part.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
No means. It's because I got problems. That's why.
Okay.
I think it sends like messages or something. It does communicates or something.
Yep. And it has to do with the feeling of love. So let me go ahead and show you this hormone, some hacks to increase it. Besides our essential oils that can help us out. Notice that playing with a pet, playing with a child, holding hands, giving or getting a hug, or giving someone a compliment, that increases oxytocin in the system. Crazy. Pretty interesting, huh? Like all of these things are made to go together. Endorphins. Who knows about endorphins? Anybody have an idea about endorphins? Go ahead, let me know. Endorphin, how do you get endorphins? What do endorphins do?
Energy.
Endorphins these are the ones that help you with pain issues. Sorry about that. I think I said that on the other one. So endorphins. How do you increase your endorphins? Laughter. Mention essential oils are mentioned here, but essential oils can help with all of them. Watching a comedy or chocolate. There you go. So endorphins are a hormone that we want to increase. So how do we keep all of these happy hormones going? Here's a little graphic for you guys about our happy hormones that we kind of mentioned here. I probably should have shown this to you at the very beginning, but we've got what we're talking about here: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. So these are some basic hormones that help keep the body happy. Now, when we're talking about all of these different hormones, there's one more. I think I had a graphic on it. Let me see if I had a graphic on it. Well, let's just stick with these because I don't have a graphic on the other one. These 4 hormones help keep us happy. They keep us in a good place. So these are what we want to make sure that we're balancing out. And the problem with these hormones is when we're taking things into our system that are not pure and good for us, then what happens is you get products in your system. You can get them from fragrances. The synthetic fragrances, you can get them from plastics can get into your system. So what happens is these hormones are floating around your body. They have receptors in your body that grab them and use them where they're needed. But there's Xenoestrogen. I'm probably not saying that either right, but what happens is your body grabs the things that are fake hormones, and it's like a lock and a key. And if that happens, then your body doesn't have the good stuff it needs. So that's why it's so important to keep all of the gook out of our system. So to explain this a little better than me, let's watch a little video. And I think you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to share with you here. So this is talking about why it's important to keep our bodies clean. And that's what we do with Young Living. We ditch and switch the synthetics, and it helps us feel better. It helps us stay happier. It helps us to keep the hormones working in the way they should.
If you've been listening to the news at all, you've probably heard about the dangerous chemicals that are called endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs. Inside our bodies is a network of glands and organs called the endocrine system that produce, store, and secrete hormones. Normally, the hormones go from the gland or organ to the other organs and fit right into specific receptors expressed in cells. Kind of like how a key goes into a lock. But when EDCs get into the body, they can mimic the shape of the hormone, and they go into the receptor instead. They can trick the body into thinking they are a hormone or block the hormone from fitting into its receptor. Fooling a cell in this way can trigger abnormal processes in the body. This can wreak havoc on the entire endocrine system and may lead to severe health consequences. EDCs have been linked to human health issues related to sperm quality, fertility, abnormalities in sex organs, endometriosis, early puberty, nervous system function, immune function, cancers, breathing problems, metabolic issues, obesity, heart health, growth, neurological, and learning disabilities, and more, because hormones regulate nearly every process in the body. What's worrisome is that exposure to EDCs can happen anywhere and come from the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the water we drink, and through the skin. Some EDCs even transfer from mothers to fetuses and infants. They can be found in industrial chemicals that leach into soil and groundwater and then make their way into the food chain and build up in fish, animals, and people. Consumer products such as plastics, household chemicals, fabrics treated with flame retardants, cosmetics, lotions, products with fragrance, and antibacterial soaps, pesticides, fungicides, or industrial chemicals in the workplace. The best way to avoid exposure is to check labels and avoid products containing known EDCs. Research on EDCs is growing, so watch for new information on products to help your family's health. Contact your elected officials and tell them to pass the Personal Care Products Safety Act, which would create an FDA review process to check the safety of ingredients used in personal care products like toothpaste, soap, and sunscreen. Patients have questions. We have answers. The Hormone Health Network is your trusted source for endocrine patient education. Our free online resources are available at hormone.org.
Okay, so he said that really, really good. Hold on, let me shut this off. But xenoestrogen was what I'm trying to say. It's like a fake thing that goes on in your system and it mimics what you really need, the hormones that you really need. And it's blocking the way for the path to absorb the hormones that you need to help balance out your hormones. So what did you guys get from that video? What are things that can really disrupt our happy hormones? Anybody have any ideas for me? Go ahead, Brooke.
Plastics.
Plastics. Anything else? Okay.
Phony smells in a lot of our aerosols.
Absolutely. Pam, were you thinking of something?
I'm retarded.
Yeah. So notice that they mentioned toothpaste, body products. That's why it's so good to ditch and switch as much as you can. Because if you're getting your products from Young Living, you know you're not getting those synthetic fragrances in there. And they mentioned cleaning supplies. They're a really, really big one that puts junk into our air that can disrupt our hormones to keep us from working the way that we need to. So you can just kind of see the importance of the different Young Living products. And here's the thing, because we can't avoid it. Obviously, you saw it was like everywhere. So we can't avoid getting these hormone disruptors, and he called it endocrine disruptors, into our system. So we need to detox. So think about detoxing. So of course, putting the good products in is going to help you detox. But also one of the strongest detoxing things that we have is our Ningxia Red, because it has like antioxidants as a way to clean your system out. And it's like 100 times better than blueberries for your system, than Ningxia Red. So maybe when you're taking Ningxia Red, I've had friends say, I don't know why, but I just feel so good. But it can be helping to cleanse the body. And lemon essential oil is another one. Javen and I take a drop every day in our water to start the day, just helping the body cleanse as much as it can. So that's a little bit of what I wanted to share with you. I'll go into some other things in a minute, but let's turn it over to Rochelle.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I wanted to basically jump right on where Chris was sharing the video. And the endocrine system, it is interesting how it mentions how it affects our growth and our development, our metabolism, sexual function, and our mood, among everything else. Young Living has a ton of different supplements that assist with combating some of those disorders. And so just in general, there's like a few different areas: mood and anxiety, sleep, weight gain, hot flashes. You know, if you're in my age group, you already know that's an issue. But even when you're younger, you're prone to get hot flashes when you have your menstrual cycle. So some of the other issues are skipped menstrual cycles or very painful menstrual cycles. So a couple of the products that I thought were very helpful, very interesting. I'm taking 2 of them, multi-greens, which I absolutely love. And I found out a little bit more.
Rochelle, sorry. Can you increase your volume a little bit? You are kind of soft.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Anyway, you can get a little louder.
Louder than, no, that's already at the peak. Here.
Okay, thanks.
How's that? Is it better? I mean, can you hear me?
A little bit.
Mary Lee shaking her head. Mom, can you hear me? Okay, all right. So multi-greens, it has a couple of different properties in it. And so I wanted to share with you a couple of things. There's really no shortage of information you can find about, I think the tagline that's online right now is hormone replacement therapy. That's what's really big. But what's really the disruptor? What's causing the issue? And I think that's what I love about Young Living. That's where it comes in. It talks about what some of the issues are, and that's what the video that Chris talked about, whether it's the smells that we endure, or maybe some emotional issues we might be going through. And that's what Young Living will actually address. So multigreens is a supplement. You can't find it. Oh, good grief. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. And it does specifically affect the central nervous system, the cardiovascular, and it has some supporting products that go with it. What I found was interesting is there's 4 different very essential oils that go with it. Rosemary, it helps balance the heart, stimulates the nerves, it will decongest the liver. One of the things that I found out that I found it blows my mind is one of the points I read about your liver is that anger and hate is stored in the liver. And so you need to detox. It is interesting. It's like, I can't say for a fact that that's true, but it is interesting that people who have undergone very traumatic things in their life and they resort to drinking, it will give you cirrhosis of the liver, which is cancer of the liver. And that's really what it comes down to. It becomes an emotional issue. So who is calling? I'm in the middle of something. Sorry. So detoxing the liver and the kidney is essential for that. So rosemary will help with that. Lemon actually, it says promotes leukocyte formation, and leukocytes are a type of inflammation that gets into your liver and your kidneys. And if you're having issues with different types of like bladder infection, kidney infection, it helps with that. Lemongrass, it helps repair connective tissue, and Melissa. Melissa is a powerful oil. It's on my list, my wish list, I should say. It's very gentle, it's delicate, has the ability to affect anti-inflammatory and your levels of energy. And that's the multi-greens. It works well with Thyromin, which is another #1 supplement that has to do with hormones and any issues that you're having with your hormones. Thyromin, some of the background on that one, let me go there really quick. It's for nourishing the thyroid, helps balance your metabolism, reduces fatigue. Those 2 things are pretty common when you're dealing with hormone issues. It's specifically selected for any glandular issues that you very well may be having. Let's see, it's not only designed to help build up the body, but help lay a foundation for the many different thyroid or affected thyroid issues that you may or may not be having. 4 essential oils in Thyromin. Peppermint for purifying and stimulating, anti-inflammatory, nerve regeneration. Spearmint may help balance and increase your metabolism. Some women say when they're dealing with issues of hormones, they'll say, well, I gained weight, or I can't, I'm having trouble losing weight. Myrtle is a decongestant. And myrrh, anti-inflammatory, it's an antiseptic. And then it says it helps to decongest the prostate gland. Now that's probably not an issue with the women in this group, but men also too suffer with hormone issues. And so again, if that is something that you might be familiar with, that might be something to take a look at. And that's Thyromin. Let's see. Endoflex. Endoflex is something I started using. Donna Cook, if you know Donna was talking about using Endoflex, and she'll use it every day. And what I learned recently is she'll use it at night. And so what I would do is in the morning time, I'm at my desk, I would just I have it on a roller and I'd roll it on my thyroid. And that's the intent of the Endoflex. And I started using it at night for a more restful sleep. And here's what I found out about Endoflex. Endoflex is a blend. I'm having trouble seeing. Oh. And let's see, it has a couple of different oils that are in it. A couple of things it says it may be effective for dealing with various problems related to the hormonal or the endocrine system, and that is Endoflex. The description says that it's a beautiful blend that may help provide overall balance and support to the endocrine system and may work to improve the vitality of the body. It may support the pineal and the pituitary glands, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal glands. It may also help alleviate hot flashes, stimulate weight loss by improving metabolic function. It may support thyroid for metabolic and hormone balance. So that's Endoflex. And so that's one of the things, that I've been using at night. In this particular, it does give you an application, as with the supplements you take by mouth, it has directions. This particular one, it says you can apply it over your thyroid, your kidneys, your liver. So it gives you more specific directions when you're using that. It's a trademark. I don't have the oils that are in it. Wait, let me see if I can flip. Let me flip to another.
I got it. I got it right in front of me here. It's Endoflex has spearmint, sage, geranium, myrtle, and German chamomile and nutmeg.
Oh, wow. Okay. Got it. Let's see. Okay. So there was another one. Oh, sleep. Sleep is really huge. When I hear that, one of my very good friends, oh my goodness gracious, she's like, the lack of sleep she gets, it's amazing. It's like, should you even be driving? Sleep Essence is a supplement. So it is not a blend, but it is a supplement. And Sleep Essence, it's formulated to promote healthy sleeping patterns. So it's got a combination of lavender, vetiver, valerian, rutavala, and melatonin. And it says that Sleep Essence calms your stress nerves. It helps you to relax. And Chris has used this word many times. I don't know. Rich in sequestrapines. Did I say that right? Did I get close?
Terpenes?
Yes. And they said that it's twice as effective as using lavender and promoting relaxation. So, you've got lavender, vetiver, valerian, mandarin, which is a sedative, helps with insomnia and nervous tension. And then rue, relaxing in it, and it too promotes sleep. So sometimes it's just about turning your brain off and helping your body relax so that you can start drifting. And those alone, I will use lavender at night. I have vetiver. I haven't used it, but I'm going to try it tonight. I don't really have trouble sleeping. Sometimes I do, but sometimes it's when I go to sleep, I'm pretty much good. But sometimes it's getting there. And but I used to read paper, and now I'll read on my digital, my tablet or whatever. And even though I turn it to the sundown, which they advise you to do, I think it still stimulates. So I'm trying to do less of that. But it's a difficult habit to break. So stay tuned for that one. So let's see. We covered multigreens, Endoflex, Sleep Essence. Oh, I wanted to share with you guys about Dragon Time. Dragon Time is exactly the way it sounds. I really, you already know where I'm going with this. But if I said, it's like, you've heard people say, it was mostly in school, where it's like, oh, are you on the rag? Which is horribly disrespectful. But that's really the intent of Dragon Time. There's a major mood change effect that's going on. And it's this particular blend, it's single oils that are blended together to help alleviate menstrual cramps and discomfort. interesting little next sentence. This blend may also help men with prostate problems. So the joke's on them. It says the body systems that are affected relate to hormonal system and emotional balance. And so along with Chris, I won't dip into the one you're going to share, but Dragon Time is along with that. There's another blend that we've been using.
Just
And
spit it out, Rochelle. It's okay.
but see, I don't even have it in front of me.
Oh, it's here. Progestins Plus.
Progestins Plus. And so I have a friend that had asked me, she was telling me that one of her relatives, young girl, severe cramps, bleeding, and what could we do? So I went online to the oil community and I asked, and they didn't say Dragon Time, even though it's in the repertoire. What they said was, for all of those issues related to your monthly cycle, all of them, Progestins Plus hands down is the way to go. And it is the application of it, but it's also what they said. Everybody was like 5 or 6 different ladies. It is consistent use without breaking the pattern. You have to use it every single day. You can't break the pattern. It's really what your body needs. And when it's severe, that just means you want to continue that cycle for at a minimum of 30 days, but it probably would take you no less than 90 to really start to see it and to feel it. But we know that the oils get in your system, and so that you can feel it, but at the same time, your body, it's clearly, Jackie, I wanted to ask you really quick because I know we had talked and I had read something, but I can't find my notes. One of the things they discussed, I can't remember the supplement, in regards to heavy bleeding and cramping. Jackie, what did I say? What did I give it to? Okay. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. She's going to find it for me, but I thought it was interesting because it had mentioned something specifically, the reason for the heavy bleeding and the cramping. And I think I want to say that it might be hormonal, but yes, it is hormonal. There you go. And I thought that was interesting because I'm like, so your hormones can affect you to that degree when they're so severe that you can't walk. And I know some young girls exactly like that. It's like, I can't walk, and it's just too much. And so the hormone system is that out of whack. But when you take a look at some of the things that affect your hormone system, like the fragrances that are in your shampoos, your conditioners, I know a number of young girls that love, a certain brand in the store that caters to young girls and underwear and all the perfumes that go with that. They're hormone and endocrine disruptors. And so there's many more young people that are, and that's not just that, but there's so much fragrance that across the board, whether it's your body lotion, shampoos, conditioners, hair products, period. That's why there's way more women with issues of that particular nature. So that's what I had to share.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm going to just go a little deeper into what Rochelle started out with, that she was talking about Progestins Plus. And I've heard so many stories. I was hoping somebody could come on. I think Erica is actually even one of them. So maybe next week she'll fill us in. That this is a kind of a blend. If you're having hormonal issues, especially around that time of month, you need to regulate your hormones, those hormones, just a little bit on your wrists. Or this was pretty interesting. Let me get it straight for you here. If it's your uterus that you want to support, you want to put it on the inside of your ankles. If it's your ovaries you want to support, you want to put it on the outside of your ankles. So of course it's all going into your system, but just a little hack there to help you along. But this is an amazing oil. So many people have so many issues that time of month. This is like helping to regulate those hormones. Because of course our hormones, estrogen and progesterone, go crazy through the month. And this is just an oil that helps to regulate it. And what's interesting about this is it gets the progesterone from wild yams. It's from a food. It's not synthetic. A lot of things that you'll buy are synthetic, but this is like the same exact bioidentical progesterone your body makes. So that's why this is really, really special if you're having those kind of issues. Did you have a question, Denise? Go ahead.
What was the name of that oil?
It's called Progessence Plus. It actually helps if you need to balance out estrogen and progesterone. So
Yeah.
if it's just an estrogen thing, that clary sage is a great balancing oil. So clary sage is another one that helps with balancing out your hormones. But this is another one that's really, really good. Sclerescence is a blend. It's kind of like the clary sage, but this is a blend with some other goodies in there with it. So those are like your female balancing oils, the clary sage, sclerescence, and progessence plus. Those are the three that work with that. But like Rochelle was telling you before, if it's more, I mean, your hormones regulate your heartbeat, your breathing, everything. If it's more that you need to support your whole endocrine system, Endoflex is the one that you might want to think about. But I'm going to just take you for a minute here on a quick little trip of, here's something else I want to tell you before I forget to add this to it, and then I'll take you on the trip. We'll put the trip on hold for a minute. That diffusing, you see my diffuser back here. Here's another benefit of diffusing. It takes the heavier gunk in the air and drops it so that you're not breathing it in and getting it into your system. So it's super good for your air quality and keeping all those fake hormone disruptors out of your system that could be in the air. So that's just an idea to think about diffusing for that benefit. You probably haven't even heard about that. But let's go on this quick little trip of happy hormones. We're going to do 6 steps. Everybody ready? This is just some things we can do besides our oils and our supplements to help us be healthier. Number 1, we want to support our endocrine system. To support your endocrine system, get those chemicals out. So number 1, the endocrine disruptors, get rid of them. Synthetic fragrance, chemicals that you might have in your house for cleaning. So that helps to support a healthy endocrine system, number 1. Number 2, detox. And here's the thing, a lot of you use, I don't even know if you realize how you're benefiting yourself, but when we did the challenge with the Ningxia Red, what was the other product we used? Who knows? Anybody know? Go ahead, Rochelle.
Longevity?
Okay, that was with the Beauty Boost. when we did, this is a supplement we put in our Ningxia Red. Maybe some of you are still doing it in your Ningxia Red. What are you putting in there?
Sulfurzyme.
Sulfurzyme. Thank you, LV. Sulfurzyme is a huge detoxer of metals in your body. So if you need to get heavy metals out of your system, Sulfurzyme is a super way. So you want to think about detoxing all the gunk out of your system for happy hormones. That's step number 2. Number 3, change your eating habits. Processed foods are full of things that are going to do that xenoestrogen get in your receptors, and you're not going to absorb the proper hormones in the proper places. So think about what you're eating. Processed foods are really, really bad for you. Cut down on sugar, eat all that good stuff that doesn't taste good that we don't want to, but that's going to help your hormones feel better. So where are we at? 1, 2, 3. Number 4, think about your supplements. Think about the ones we talked about. If you need like female hormone support, clary sage, progessence plus, sclerescence, think about that. Think about putting in the good for your body. So which supplements? Ningxia Red is my favorite. If you can only have one, you know me, Ningxia Red is my number 1 choice. Number 5, Rochelle told you guys this, sleep and stress. More sleep, less stress. That's a way to keep your hormones happy. Number 6, exercise. You don't want to overdo it with your exercise because then you can deplete the good minerals. but to keep your hormones going at a great healthy level, exercise. And something you might want to think about too, that I've just found recently that I love, magnesium is a great supplement for your body. And there's a supplement Young Living has that really tastes good. It's a powder. It's called Mega Cal. So it's calcium and magnesium. So those are really good for your happy hormones. So we've talked about that. There's another way, if you're just dealing with a lot of down emotions, there's a protocol we've talked about a couple times before. It's Gary's Great Day Protocol, the Happy Day Protocol, but it involves 4 different oils. I've got 3 of them here. Joy, over your heart, highest potential, over your solar plexus is right above your belly button, and valor on your wrists. Then the other one is white angelica that you guys put on your shoulders. So that's just a way to keep your happy hormones flowing nicely. So anybody have any questions for us on all of this massive information we've thrown at you tonight?
Which one do you rub over your heart?
Heart is joy,
Oh, okay.
joy, joy, joy. Becky, do you have a question?
Yeah, when you were going through all the hormones, you mentioned that citrus oils are good for serotonin. And so
Yes.
I wondered if you had suggestions for the other 3 hormones for oils.
I don't think I got that deep into it. Clary,
Okay, that's okay.
yeah, if we just keep the receptors clean,
Yeah.
then clary sage is a really good one. It's just a good one, but citrus oils are the best too. Yeah, this combination of these 4, again, it just depends on what basically that you have going on. But that's a good research point I should look up. Thank you. Okay, who else? Denise, did you have another question, or is that from before? Okay, go ahead. Nope. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
I got joy and high potential. What were the other 2? And where do you put it?
Okay, so this is have done a whole class on this, but joy
Okay.
over your heart. You actually, let me give it to you in the proper order. You start with valor, and you want to, all of these, this is, you want to get your olfactory system going. So you make a scent tent. So you take valor, take a drop, 3 deep sniffs is a good way to get it going into your system. Put it on your wrists. That would be number 1 in this 4 oil protocol. So valor, you start there.
Okay.
Number 2, I don't know if I have 2 and 3 backwards, but 2, one of the next, go to joy. Joy goes on your heart. And even by themselves, all of these oils are wonderful. You want to make sure you snip them in, 3 deep sniffs, but joy is on your heart. And this is one I just use sometimes by itself, but joy on your heart. And then you take highest potential. Highest potential goes right over your belly button. There's a big ganglion of nerves called the solar plexus, like this massive network of nerves the body has right above your belly button. So you want to take highest potential, or harmony is another one Young Living suggests, and put it above your belly button. And then last but not least, I don't have it here, white angelica, 1 drop, same thing, sniff it in, stick it on your shoulders. So that's a great way to keep yourself happy if you need to balance that out. You're welcome. Okay, Mary Lee, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, they always say that the United States, most people need magnesium. What was that? Mega cow? What was the name of that?
Yeah, it's a powder and it's called Mega Cow. Let me get it for you here. I'll show it to you. I just found this supplement. I just started using it recently because they didn't have calcium. I was using the Young Living calcium because I was breaking my bones. Like I broke a toe and I fractured a tibia at one point. So I wanted calcium to make my bones stronger. So when Young Living ran out, they didn't have the Super Cal. I just got this and I found out that it has magnesium in it also.
Wait, hold it up again. Hold it up again so I can see it.
Mega Cow, and it's a powder. And you
Okay.
just put, it tastes really nice. You put a little bit in your water. Smells good too. Yeah. But a nice source of magnesium there. Thanks. Karina, did you have a question for me?
Yes. Can you repeat the oils for when you have cramps? And is it safe? Like, it's for my teenage daughter.
Okay, so we don't cure, treat, or diagnose diseases, but for your hormones to really help, Progestins Plus is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And as to age or something, I don't have that personal experience, but I think Takoa, were you here with us for a second?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Okay, she was asking about her teenage daughter, if this is good for keeping the hormones balanced, going through that time.
Oh, I have a wonderful story. Yes.
Yeah, share it with us, please.
So Progestins Plus is, I think I said this about turmeric too, but it's my life source now. So Progestins Plus, at the beginning of the summer, I started, actually maybe late spring, I started using Pro Plus. And what you do is just add a drop to your forearm. I think it's your forearm, I forget where the other place is. I just do it on my forearm every morning. And so anyway, let me get back to the beginning of my story. So at the beginning of the summer, I started going to the doctors for really, really, really heavy problemsome periods. So I would have really bad cramps, and I like almost passed out in the shower one time. I would have to go home from work from migraines, and just like the cramps were amazingly debilitating. So I had started using Pro Plus a month before I went to the doctors. I went to the doctors and they were like, "You're fine. We don't know what to tell you." But after about 2 months of using Progestins Plus, I didn't have any, well, I can't say I didn't have any, but my PMS symptoms are so much better. I pretty much can't tell when I'm about to have my period. It's almost like a little surprise. The only reason I know is because I have a tracking app. So it's like, hey, just keep your eyes open. They're light. I'm not going through a pad or tampon an hour, which is not good. So if that's happening, that's not good. And it's definitely something that I would give a try. So what it says on I don't know if it was on either Young Living's website or if I saw it on somebody else's experience, they said to try it for at least 3 months, because sometimes it takes a minute for your hormones to catch up to what you're trying to tell it to do or assist it to do. But definitely give it a try if you're having some problem periods.
So there was, you're right. Thank you very, very much, Takoa. So it's great to have some personal experience here. But another friend on our team had someone who got it and was using it. And she's like, it doesn't work after a month. So she said, are you using it every day? And you have to use it for more than a month. And then she said they turned around later and said, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's the kind of thing you have to get into your system. It's a lot of the oils, you just smell them and you feel better, but this one is a little bit different. Okay. Christine, a question?
Let's see. Where did, I think Rochelle was talking about an oil to rub on the thyroid.
That's the Endoflex.
Oh,
So
Endoflex.
you might find this interesting too. This is for your entire endocrine system.
What is that? Endoflex?
Yeah, this is Endoflex, and you have it in a non-vitality one, huh?
Yes.
Pretty interesting. But notice, ladies, that these are in the vitality line. So that means this is sclerosants. They can be taken internally also. So I don't know if you'd want to do that, but it's possible. There's a reason they made them in the vitality line. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of anybody transitioning from hormone replacement to just oils?
Well, we can't talk about that.
Oh, okay,
Like
that's right.
instead of medication, but I'll text you later. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, Becky, did you have a question?
Thank you.
No, I was gonna say about the Endoflex. So about a year ago, I was getting the right side of my thyroid was swelling, and I felt like a motor was running, constantly running. I've been in menopause some time now. So I had an ultrasound, and they said, yes, you have small nodules, not a big deal. It's common with postmenopause. So we'll just watch it, it's common. So I had remembered the Endoflex from our friend. So I got it and started using it. I mean, 1 drop at night only. So I've been using it every night, 1 drop, and the swelling has gone down. I don't know if this is my hormones making it go down. I'm sure that the Endoflex is helping, but I don't have that motor running feeling anymore. So I'm just
Can I
saying it's possible it has helped,
Perfect.
Can
Thank
I
you.
ask Becky a question about that?
Mhm.
Does it feel like your esophagus is being squished when it's swollen?
No, but my doctor did ask me if that was a sensation I had.
Okay, because that's what I get. And I've
Yeah.
they said I had a normal thyroid, but to me, and she's not a doctor, she's a nurse practitioner, but she said it's too big for me. And I said, I agree, because I feel like it's pressing on my esophagus. So now I'm going to try the Endoflex.
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying.
No,
Yeah.
but I want to try
Experience,
it just to see,
Yeah.
Well,
because
let
I've
us
changed
know
my
what
diet too.
happens. Just tell us how you feel, if it's able to support your thyroid or not. Tell us
Okay.
after you start it out. Sounds good. Anybody else have any questions for us on happy hormones? Sue does. Go ahead, Sue. And
I
then
don't have a question, but I just think it's interesting that Becky said that she had the nodule and she's postmenopausal. I am, and when I had my little trip last year, one of the things they came up with is you have a nodule on your thyroid. So I was like, really? And when they checked it, she said, well, just look at it in a year. But that was last January where I had my ultrasound, and I put a roller cap on my Endoflex. And so every night I roll it on there really good. And I'm waiting to see if I go this year, if they still say I still have that nodule there.
perfect.
But
Let us know.
they didn't tell me anything about it being a postmenopausal thing. So that's really interesting.
Rochelle? Oh, she's got a phone call. Dee, did you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, I remember when you had a class before, and it was talking about the oils. I thought it was Villa, Harmony, Joy, White, Angelica.
Yes,
But there was
you can
one.
substitute the highest potential. I like highest potential.
That's what I thought.
Harmony,
okay.
but you can substitute them in the protocol. You got it. Very good. You're a good
Yeah,
student. Yeah.
I just said, what happened here? Maybe you changed the formula.
No.
Okay.
They both are suggested by Young Living, because I think
Sure.
in the protocol they talk about this, but in the kit they used to sell, I don't know if they still sell those oils all together. Gary's
Sure.
Great Day Protocol, they have Harmony in there, but I like the
Okay,
smell of
good.
this one. Yeah,
Thank you.
really love this one actually.
Okay.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Rochelle. Did you want to say something?
I did. I wanted to know if Lisa Godino, I know she's on here, but she also had, she has experience with taking Thyromin.